so today we're going to continue with, and we're going to start with number 4. Ray wants to buy the larger of 2 aquariums. One aquarium has a base that's 20 inches by 20 inches and a height that's 18. So if I remember length times width times height, it's going to be 20 by 20 by 18. The other aquarium has a base that's 40 by 12 and a height that is 12, which is the larger volume. So I'm going to have to find both of those volumes. I'm not sure. Okay. So I have 20 by 20 by 18 was the first one. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure I'm on the right page. Okay, here we go. So, I am going to multiply all of those. Okay, so 2 times 2 is 4, and I'm going to forget about the zeros, times 18. So let's do 18 times 4. 4 times 8 is 32, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 12, and then I'm going to add 2 more zeros. So I might have done something wrong here, hold on. Oh, I messed up, hold on. Thought I multiplied wrong. Okay, 8 times 4 is 32, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. So I have 72, and I can't forget my 2 zeros. So the first one is 7,200, or 7,200 inches cubed. Now the next one is 12 times 12 times 4. You might remember that 12 times 12 is 144. So it's 144 times 40, or 144 times 4, and we're going to add a 0. 4 times 4 is 16, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 16, plus 1 is 17, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5, so I have 5, 7, 6, and I have 1 0. So 5,760 inches cubed, so the obvious bigger one is the first one, the 20 by 20 by 18. Okay, we're going to skip number 5, and we're going to look down at number 6. Marilyn has 4,001 inch cubes. She wants to pack the carton. The carton is 1 foot high, the base is 1 foot by 2 feet. Will all the cubes fit? So I have to think, I'm going to have to change this 4,000 into feet. So 4,000 inches equals how many feet? Well, actually, let's do this. We have it in 4,000 inches. Let's make the volume into inches. So the volume would be 1 by 1 by 2, which I know 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is, 1 times 1 is 1, times 2 is 2. So I need to make 2 feet into inches. Actually, you know what? Pretend we're just gonna. Can you guys just rewind your brain for a second, because I just completely messed up this question. So I have to think about it like this. The box would be 1 by 1 by 2, but I need to put that into inches. So that would be 12 inches. That would be 12 inches. This would be 24 inches. So it's really going to be 12 times 12 times 24. So if I did that, 144 times 24. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. Put a 0. Cross those out. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. When I add that up, I'm going to get 3,456. That's how many inches cubed the box holds. But I have 4,000 inch cubes, so that there's not going to be enough room. So the volume of the cube is 4,000 cubic inches. The volume of the carton is only 3,456 inches, so therefore they do not have enough room. Sorry about that question. I got myself confused. Okay, the next one. Dakota's wading pool has a volume of 8,640 cubic inches. Which of the dimensions could that be? So basically it's saying what one of those numbers, which ones of these will equal 8,640. And it says mark all that apply, so I have to try all of them. So let's try the first one, 24 by 30 by 12. 24 by 30 by 12. Take what you know. You know 12 times 3 is 36. We're going to multiply by 24 and add a 0. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 3 is 12. 13, 14. Put a 0. Cross that out. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. When I add that up, put a 0. That first one works. 27 by 32 by 10. 27 by 32 by 10. 27 by 32 by 10. I know 32 times 1 is 32. I'm going to add a 0. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 1 is 22. Put a 0. Cross that out. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. When I add that up, did I do something wrong? I feel like I'm running out of room here. Let's try this again. Okay, so let's do 32 times 27. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 1 is 22. Put a 0. Cross that out. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. Oh, I think I just made my numbers weird. Remember, add that 0. So the next one works. 28 by 31 by 13. 28 by 31 by 13. Let's do 28 times 31 first. 8 times 1 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. Put a 0. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. And then I still need to multiply that by 13. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 6 is 18, 19, 20. 3 times 8 is 24, 25, 26. Sorry, that's my timer. It means I can be done working. Then I cross those out, put a 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 8 is 8. I can see that number is already really big, so that's not going to work. Let's try our last one. 30 by 37 by 18. 30 by 37 by 18. I'm happy because I can get rid of that 0. 37 by 18. Let's do 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 5 would be 29. Cross that out. Put a 0. 7 times 1 is 7. 1 times 3 is 3. And then I have to multiply that, 666, which is scary, times 3. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 6 is 18 plus 1 is 19. 3 times 6 is 18 plus 1 is 19, and then add a 0, so it's way bigger. So A and B are the only ones that work. Let's try another thing. Okay, this one says, I can't read the name because of the way the book is. Let me see if I can see on mine. Anita decides she wants the molds to have a square base. How many possible molds can she use? I don't know what. well, we know a square base. So we know that the length, I think what they're saying here is you're going to have 2 molds because the length and the width are going to be the same height. Or sorry, the length and the width are going to be the same because they're a square base, and the height will be different. Unless, so these, I'm just going to put S for same, and then this one's going to be D for different. So that would be 1 mold. Or you could have them all be the same, the height as well. That would be a different mold. So 2 molds. Raymond wants to make a box that has a volume of 360 cubic inches. So we know that this is the volume. He wants the height to be 10 inches and the other 2 dimensions to be whole numbers of inches. How many different boxes can he make? Well, let's think about this. Pretend this is just like a 1. Or we need these 2 numbers to equal 36. So it could be 9 times 4, 12 times 3, 6 times 6, 36 by 1, and 2 by 18. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different boxes can make that 36, or 5 different dimensions. Jeff put a small box that is 12 inches by 8 inches by 4 inches inside a box that is 15 inches by 9 inches by 30 inches. How much space is left in the larger box? So I need to find the 2 volumes and subtract. So let's do 15 by 30 by 9. I know 15 by 30 really quick is 45. I'll add the 0 later, times 9. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 4 is 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Add a 0. So the big box is 4,050. And then the next one is 12 by 8 by 4. I quickly know that 4 times 12 is 60, so 60 by 8 would be 6 times 8 is 48, and then add a 0. I did not get what the book gets, so let's try to think this again. So it's 30. Oh, do you know why? My book looked like a 30, but that's actually a 20. That will change things. Okay, so 20 by 15 by 9. So this would just literally be, we can do this quickly. Sorry about that, guys. 20, I just feel off my game today. I didn't go on my morning walk or something. Okay, so 20 times 15 times 9. So quickly I can know that 20 times 15 is 300. Because 2 times 15 is 30, add a 0 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27 and add 2 zeros. So it's going to be 2,700 minus 480. 2,700 minus 480. I hope your parents aren't watching this math video because I've just messed up a whole bunch of times. Okay, let's try this one more time. I'm actually going to get on my calculator to make sure I'm not telling you guys something wrong. So the first box is 20 by 15 by 9. That's 2,700. So that one we have correct. Then it's 12 times 8 times 4. I did something wrong. Let's see if we can figure out what I did wrong. 12 times 4 I said was 60. I wonder if any of you guys caught that. It's 48. So 48 times 8. Let's try that. I don't know what my deal is today. Okay. 48 times 8. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 8 would be 38. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 6 would be 38. Okay, so now let's try this again. I'm taking this and I'm going to subtract by that. I don't even want to say the numbers because I feel like I'll mess them up. Can't do this, can't do this, can do this. So this will become a 6, this will become a 10, but really it will become a 9, this will become a 10. So it will become a 6, 9 minus 8 is 1, 6 minus 3 is 3. So 2,316 cubic inches. You guys are probably ready for this to be done. I do not blame you. Okay, the next question. Miss Nelson has a rectangular flower box that is 5 feet long and 2 feet tall. She wants the width of the box to be no more than 5 feet. If the width is a whole number, what are the possible volumes for the box? Okay, so let's think about this. So let's take what we know. We know the length, the width, height. Okay. So we know the first length, it's 5 feet long and 2 feet tall. So we know the height. And she wants it no more than 5 feet. So it could be 5 feet. So if we had it the width could be 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot. So here's what it could be. The length is going to stay the same. The height is going to stay the same. So 5 times 1 times 2 would be 10. 5 times 2 times 2 would be 10 times 2 would be 20. 5 times 3 is 15 times 2 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20 times 2 is 40. 5 times 5 is 25 times 2 is 50. So those are the possible, and those would all be feet cubed. So if you just saw what I did, I just made a nice little chart. That problem I didn't mess up. Probably the first one of the day. Okay. Yesterday, Mr. Humpcamp, I emailed him that question. So it said you have 20, I don't remember what the question said yesterday. But it had said if you have 20 unit cubes, how many rectangular prisms could you make? And he explained it to me. Basically, what makes 20? It could have been a 1 by a 20, a 2 by a 10, a 4 by a 5, and I think he sent me one other picture. Let's see. I'll make sure. A 1 by 20, a 2 by 10, a 2. Oh, so it would actually be that. A 2 by 10 by 1, a 2 by 2 by 5, because that would make that 4, a 4 by 5 by 1, because remember we have to have length times width times height. So what 3 numbers equal 20? So 1 times 20 times 1, 2 times 10 times 1, 4 times 5 times 1, or 2 times 2 times 5, which gives me 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go back to this. Corey bought a container shaped like a rectangular prism to hold his photo collection. If the container's dimensions were 6 inches by 8 inches by 10 inches, what's his volume? So we have length times width times height. We have 10 by 6 by 8. I quickly know 6 times 8 is 48. Multiply by 10, you're going to get 480. Don't forget, it'd be inches cubed. Okay, Alika has a box for keepsakes that has a volume of 576 cubic inches. The length of the box is, I kind of erased that, 12 inches, and the width is 8 inches. What is the height? So let's do what we know. We know that it's 576 is the volume, and it's length times width times height. We know that the length was 12. We know that the width was 8, so what's this missing number? So I know 12 times 8 is 96. So I'm going to do 576 divided by 96 will give me this missing number, or the height. So 576 divided by 96. Let's think of this as 100. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. Let's try 6 times and see if that's too much. 96 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 9 is 54, 55, 56, 57. That worked out perfect. So I know that the height, or the missing number, is 6 inches. Okay, let's go to the next question. A movie is 2 hours and 28 minutes long. It starts at 7:50. What time will it end? So it starts at 7:50. It's 2 hours and 28 minutes. So 1 hour would make it 8:50. 2 hours would make it 9:50. Now I'm going to add 28 minutes. If I add 10 minutes, that's going to put me at 10 o'clock. If I add another 10 minutes, that's going to put me at 10:10. So that'd be 20 minutes. And if I add 8 minutes, it's going to put me at 10:18 p.m. Awesome. How many rectangular faces does a pentagonal pyramid have? This is kind of a trick question. So I have a pentagon, and it's going to a pyramid. None of those faces are going to be rectangular faces, so 0. An aquarium is the shape of a rectangular prism. It has an area of length of 24 inches, a width of 12, and a height of 14. How much water can it hold? So 24 by 12 by 14. So I'm going to do 24 times 12 first. 12 times 4 is 8. Sorry, 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4... I need to slow down. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Put a 0. 1 times 4 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, so I have that 288, and now I'm going to multiply by 14. 4 times 8 is 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 8 is 32. 33, 34, 35. 4 times 2 is 8. 9, 10, 11. Put a 0. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. When I add that up, I'm going to have 2. 8 plus 5 is 13. Carry the 1. 1 plus 2 would be 10. Carry the 1. 2 plus 1 would be 4. So 4,032. What's happening? 4,032 cubic inches. And lastly, what is the volume of the rectangular prism? You should be able to just do this in your sleep by now. Length times width times height. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So it's 36 meters cubed. Okay, that's it. I am so sorry you guys had to struggle with me through that. At school, you guys could have corrected me, but online, you can just write me comments about how today was rough. Okay, bye.